Hello guys, we're going to start here in just a minute here. Just going to share the link and such. Alright. Another 16 matches to do here. Alright, let's get some Rob Van... Oh man, he's lost a lot of matches. You got a lot of 10s. Let's see. Let's do a Cody. Cody and Drew. There we go. That's how we'll start things off there.
Fight!
All right, takedown, figure four. Body slam. Ooh. Counter. Spinebuster with the jackknife pin. Drop kick. Ooh. 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 Another counter from Cody. German, ooh. That's a distant. Oh, another one lands him out of the ring. Oh, waiting for him to stand. Oh, diving lariat with the kip up. Ooh. Ooh. With the claymore. Oh, he wins it. That was a good one. A lot of back and forth. All right. Let's see. DiBiase would be a good one to do. Let's see. DiBiase Daniels, we can do that.
Fight!
Ooh. Elbow drop.
5 minutes gone.
Another fist drop. Oh, we got interference. It's Kazarian. Counter. Ooh, chair shot out of the ring. And he takes the chair with him.
2, 3, 4. Right.
Roll up.
2. 1, 2.
Oh, it's putting him on top. Oh, Poison Rana. Oh, he's setting him up. Oh, Shining Wizard. Now DiBiase's gonna go for something. Superplex. Angel's Wings.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, he's got the win. Solid match there. Let me see. Test the volume too. Solid match there. Good. All right. So next up here. Well, we got a lot of 5s here. Let's get DDP a match here. Oh, there we go. That should be a good one.
Fight!
All right. Ooh, Enziguri.
Give up! Give up! Give up! Give up! Give up! Give up!
Ooh.
1, 2!
Ooh.
One, two!
You can't escape! Yeah!
5 minutes gone.
No, a little V trigger. Ooh. Oh, powerbomb diamond cutter.
1, 2! Right!
Did a couple.
You can't escape!
Counter.
2, 3!
Oh, Omega.
Bang!
Hi, Savior. How you doing? No, we're only heading into the 4th match, and we do 16 with these, so there's still a lot of match time here. We haven't seen Jay Briscoe in a bit. Really, only 2. Let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, against Cat. Wait, no. Sean. There we go. We'll do that one.
Fight!
Yeah!
Yeah. Give up. One.
Super kick.
One. Give up. Give up.
Figure 4.
Give up.
Oh, Yakuza kick with the Dragon Sleeper.
Give up. Give up. Right.
5 minutes gone.
Fool.
Oh, Lariat.
One, two.
Backbreaker. Ooh, Briscoe just not giving it an inch here. Ooh. Hits it again. Cover.
2, 3.
Oh. Oh my god, yeah, are you kidding me? That would have been one of the coolest things ever. Oh man. You know what? It amazes me with the way Vince ran WWE. All the bad stuff that happened was a result of his paranoia. If he just chilled the fuck out and just played things smart and more and safe and not be so freaking stubborn and always go for the vile side of things, he would have done so much, made so much more. It's like Punk said in the pipe bomb, he's a millionaire that could have been a billionaire. You know, that's probably the best way to describe him. All right, back to the A bracket. Let's see. I don't know how many matches everyone's done, in all honesty. I'm kind of... Some guys have done a lot more than others, that's for sure. Let's get RV... Did we see RVD? I don't think we've seen RV... Well, we've seen him a lot, but we need... Let's do... RVD and Sting, we'll do that one. That'd be a good one. Alright.
Fight.
There now, he's devaluing himself as one. Yeah, no, and God's, and it amazes me that he's still freaking alive, because that dude's so fucking old, and it's like why? How is this? Yeah, and you know what? It's funny that he's a perfect example of what being in power for way too long does to somebody. Because that guy has so much power, and he, like, he went into, and the thing is, he went to the wrestling environment. You know what's the best way to describe him when it comes to like the wrestling world? It's like fucking Breaking Bad, where Walter White came into this perfectly equitable, like drug selling ecosystem and completely upended it, made it his thing, completely destroyed it, and then just left. That's what Vince did with wrestling, only extended like multiple decades.
5 minutes gone.
Ooh. Oh, countered. Frog, 5-star frog splash.
Give up. Give up. Give up. Give up.
Ooh. Monkey flip. Oh, Van Daminator.
1, 2.
This match also would have rocked, in all honesty. Well, what happened was with Flair, because the end of WCW really drained him. Like, he almost thought about quitting wrestling right then and there because WCW, the way it was handled at the end, really wore him out. Oh, Sting gets the win. But WWE picked him up when they did the stuff, and they decided to try to encourage him to continue because, you know, he was still Ric Flair. He still had a name. And he started as more of a kind of a NPC kind of character, where he was a character but he wasn't really wrestling for a little bit of time, and then over time he started to do a little more, and then Evolution happened, and then he just and then it just all clicked for him, and then he went back to himself once he started like having some matches and started getting into Evolution. He really started doing really well again. Oh, man, but Flair is just one of those timeless wrestlers. You could take him and plug him into any promotion, any era of wrestling, and he just works. Of course, when he's more in his prime or close to his prime, not now when he's like almost like in his 80s. Oh, speaking of Ric Flair, let's do a Ric Flair match. Let's see, what could we have him go against here? Let's do, oh, we haven't seen Christian yet. Ooh, Flair and Liger. Oh yeah, we're doing that one there.
Fight! Come on!
Yeah, they did.
Come on!
You know what? I gotta be honest, I don't know if I noticed a difference between that and Evolution, in all honesty. I'm not sure, in all honesty. I don't know. I think there might have been some difference. I don't know, maybe he was like, I'm not sure. I need a side-by-side comparison for that because I can't remember. Because from what I remember when I watched stuff from that era, like everything, like he kind of looks the same to me in throughout his run in WWE, but in the Ruthless Aggression era. But I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, of course. I just can't think of. Because I remember specific scenes of stuff, but I can't, for the life of me, remember, like, the difference of look. But... yeah, when he went to... you know what, I'll do some looking. You know, I can do that. We have futuristic technology called phones. Let's start with... I'll look up Flair from 2003. Okay, saw that. Alright. Now Flair from 2005. I don't know. I might be missing something. Cause I guess I'm missing. I don't know if the photos I looked at were good enough photos, but I'm not. I guess I'm struggling to see it, but I don't know. No, if you have like photos of differences, I mean, you can definitely post them in the Discord, because I'm legit curious on that, because in all honesty, like, it is crazy that it aged so fast within that short span when stuff was getting better for him. So that's something I would want to look into. Oh, Flair gets a dirty win. Pulled the tights. Samoa Joe, we should get him a match. Oh, there we go. Samoa Joe and Rollins. We'll do that one. Oh, maybe there's a little short about how he looks. really. Yeah, I'm not. I was trying to look for maybe a real. Oh yeah, that was great. You know, it's funny because TNA from the 2000s till, because even during, because early 2000s they did okay, but it wasn't until they started doing their own show and having their own belts is when they really started hitting the grind, until hitting the great stuff until Hogan came. Once Hogan came, that kind of started the downwind era. But from like mid to late 2000s, like a 4 to 6 year span, they really were top notch. And here's the thing, and I think this is what made the difference between. I will say this: I think in both AEW's and TNA's prime, I think TNA did a better job establishing their own stars than AEW does. Oh, makes them tap. Because I bet a lot of us can name off a lot of homegrown TNA stars there, but not everyone can do that with AEW. Ooh, there we go. We'll do this one.
Fight! Yeah!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Ooh.
Give up! Give up! Give up! Give up! Yeah! Right!
Ooh. Haha. Yeah, that was great. The freaking what's his name? Oh, Stunner. Or Chummer as as Shark Boy would say. What was his name? Was it Shark Boy? I forgot what his name was. But yeah, like that stuff was great. Like, and their women's division was way ahead of its time. My God, like they sent the benchmark with that. No, what happened with TNA, unfortunately, is that a lot of old veterans still wanted to do stuff in wrestling, and WWE wouldn't have them, and the only other one worth mentioning was TNA. So they wormed their way into TNA, and not like it was all bad necessarily, but yeah, definitely. But it's not like they were all bad. Like, Booker T was okay in there. I mean, there were some old vets that did good in TNA, but for the most part, it just was so obvious that they were just looking a place to work at.
1, 2. Yeah.
And you know what? Early TNA, when they were in the every 2-week pay-per-view era, like, that was more okay, because one, they were a bit younger, and they weren't quite as veteran-y. Oh, makes them tap. But not only that, but they needed the name recognition, because, you know, they didn't have any establishing stuff yet. But once they got to that point, it's like, no, if you guys were going to do something, you should have joined years ago. Yeah, another good one was the Aces and Eights. Aces and Eights was fun. I think what made that one like a good NWO clone was they did a good job capturing the mystery aspect of it. Because with the early NWO stuff, what made it so great was the mystery aspects of who was going to become a member. And they had that. The problem was that there was so few surprises, because a lot of guys who were in there were kind of nobodies, except for the Dudley Boys. That was the only real twist to it. But good, decent stuff though. Probably one of the few bright spots. Yeah, because when I say when Hogan came to that the era when Hogan came, like the 2010s, it wasn't awful. There was some good stuff there, like Aces and Eights and a few things, but you could tell that they were starting to lose focus. Another great moment was, oh my god, the Jay Lethal Ric Flair promo. That was fantastic. That's top tier. I wonder what's the best TNA promo, Steiner Math or the Jay Lethal Ric Flair woo off, because both are pretty top notch. All right, let's see. Let's get two Cold Scorpios in action. Ooh, there we go.
Fight.
But yeah, I mean, TNA, I will say this about TNA, they last, and I think that's why man, and you know what, for a brief period recently, it felt like TNA could have eclipsed AEW as promotion number 2, but they kind of made a couple decisions not everyone was a fan of. It didn't hurt the product, but you're starting to kind of get but it did kind of put a slight damper on things. But their last event, which was in Detroit, I wish I watched it, but I just didn't make the time. I heard it was fucking fantastic. I heard some people were still kind of complaining that Joe Hendry didn't win. And look, I get it. When you keep giving a guy shots for the title, he doesn't win. It does hurt the credibility. But one thing people have to keep in mind is that, like by and large, Joe Hendry's heading to like WWE. So I don't know. That was great. Oh my god. Yeah, Jay Lethal, heavily underrated. Oh!
5 minutes gone.
Like, I don't think he gets, it's a shame that he has, It's a shame that he was never able to get into a bigger promotion like WWE, because I feel like with the way he did his gimmicks, I think would have fit so well.
Yeah!
Ooh.
Da! Yeah!
Ooh. A rare miss there from Too Cold.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
One, two. Yeah!
Pop-up power bomb.
Ha! Ha! Ha!
Ooh, drop kick.
Da!
Ooh,
Two. Yeah!
another tombstone going up top.
Yeah! One, two, three.
Oh, wins with the tombstone. I might have to adjust my Too Cold at it. Doesn't go for that 450 splash often enough. Do Doink and Saturn have a match against each other? They haven't yet. We'll do that one.
Fight. Give up.
Ooh, look for a leg lock. Best heel in AEW? You know what? Maybe. I mean, to be honest, I think right now, I mean, Moxley and his crew's doing pretty decently, but I think, to be honest, I think Christian Fork has been fan-fucking-tastic in AEW. In all, I think, he's pretty close, in all honesty. I would not be surprised if they give him an AEW title run. I don't think he needs it, but I think it would do wonders for that belt to do so.
1, 2.
Because I forgot who's currently AEW champion right now.
1, 2.
Yeah, who is currently AEW champion?
Give up. Give up. Give up. Give up.
Moxley? He's okay.
1, 2.
That's gonna be tough because I don't know how you would put the belt on Christian through Moxley because they're both heels.
10 minutes gone.
Oh, we got interference. Kronos helping Saturn. Total elimination. I think. That's gonna be tough. I think what would be fun is maybe you have Luchasaurus, or Kill Switch as it's called now, beat Moxley for the title, and then Christian turns on him and takes the title off him somehow, and then that creates a whole thing there. I don't know. Let me double check. Yeah, I keep up with it, but I don't watch it. It's just too much wrestling for me to watch live like TV like that. Like, when it comes to regular wrestling watching, like, the most I could do with, like, without watching, excluding YouTuber stuff and all that, I could probably watch the most an hour a week of a show of wrestling. Oh, Saturn gets the win. And most promotions don't do that. They go for a lot longer than that. Moxley is the current champion. Jack Perry's TNT. Yeah, that's true. I'm just trying to think of a way it works because I don't know how you take the belt off Moxley and give it to Christian without a transitional champion. I'm not sure how you go about that. But I technically, I would pick, in terms of heel work, I kind of pick Christian slightly over Moxley because I feel like Christian's heel work definitely comes with a bit more of a dialogue. I feel like Moxley's heel work, I think there's more of a physical viciousness to it, which is still fantastic. It's captivating, but I don't know. It's hard to say because and this is a big problem too, is the fact that the top heels in AEW are two very veteran, very former WWE guys does kind of make me worry a little bit about the progress of the youth of the roster. But here's the thing with those two, even though those two are WWE guys, they never liked WWE. They weren't WWE boys. They've thrived way more in other promotions than WWE. So I think they kind of get an asterisk by that one. What makes me feel awful though is Edge, because his run in WWE, his return, he wasn't really given a ton to work with. Like, his absolute best thing was his Rollins rivalry. That was fucking fantastic. Ooh, yes. We'll do that one. Let me save. If I haven't already. I don't think I have yet. Because that'd be a great match. Oh my god, if that happened in real life, I think people would cry. I think it'd be a thing of beauty if those two ever went at it. No, they have. Alright, let's do that.
Fight! Ha!
Ooh. Yeah, the only thing would be the weight class difference. Even Steamboat's more of a light heavyweight than a pure heavyweight. in terms of like, but in terms of a pure AEW heel, maybe the best one could be Jack Perry. But even the so-called elite, even they're starting to be a little bit more tweener side of things, because the way Moxley and his group has been treating the roster kind of puts things there. No, I think the big difference between Edge and Christian in terms of their process, their wrestling process, is Edge takes a lot of risks, like a lot of hardcore risk, kind of in the name. But Christian style wrestling has always been safe. Like, he doesn't do a lot of crazy stuff. Like, even, oh my god, I remember when I was converting the guys for TWN, I could not find hardly any front grapple moves for Christian. Like, so many of his moves are like, the big ones are back grapple moves, but mostly just situational stuff like, oh, I'm gonna run into a corner and give him a kick while I flip on the side kind of stuff. Yeah, that kind of thing. Young Bucks were good early on, but they've definitely, because it sucks, because at first the AEW tag division was fucking perfect 10 out of 10, and it's been like reduced a lot, and I think it's mostly because the Young Bucks kind of hoarded the belts a little bit, and Tony Khan, for some strange reason, just not allowing the FTR to actually just run that division is mind-blowing to me, with how over they became.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, sneaky pin. A little. Okay, maybe I'm trying to be a little too nice. Yeah, a lot. Yeah, I think Jack Perry's heel work's been great, but it kind of came at a cost, though. Because I remember when he was like the Jungle Boy, and he was very over as a face. Him turning heel wasn't a bad idea. I just think that he's definitely said some stuff and did some stuff that is going to make it really tough for him to come back from whoever does decide to go babyface again. Yeah, well, what makes the difference there? I think it was the weight class. I think Steamboat being a little heavier than Mysterio, I think, makes a difference. But that's the beauty about this game, is that you can have the same match happen over and over again and have wildly different results for the most part. Let's see. Ooh, Guerrero versus Danielson. That'd be fun. We'll do that one. That does remind me. I'll talk more about this towards the end of the stream, but TWN Bull Blitz 2 is going to be airing tomorrow. It's going to be a big pay-per-view. There's going to be if you love tag team wrestling, buckle up, because there's going to be a ton of it. That'll probably be more in the early evening to evening for that one. But yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's the most of the event's gonna be an eight tag team tournament for the TWN tag titles. They currently are held by Bockwinkel and Ray Stevens, and they'll try to defend them throughout that tournament. Oh my god, yeah, and it could have happened too, because both of those guys were active roughly around the same time. It's just they just were in different points of their career, unfortunately, but it would have been fantastic. Man, you know, if any wrestler, I mean, there are some wrestlers I think could have done great in like other media that never did, and I think Eddie Guerrero is one of them. Like, his charisma and in his character work, I feel like he could have easily been an actor in some movies or something like that, and I think he would have thrived in that. But man, he was so good. Babyface, heel, tweener. I mean, he could be. You could plug him in any way, and it would have worked. Ooh. Ooh, head scissors, whip. Oh, the bell lock. I don't know, running this, how many matches we had that went full 100. Ooh, Eddie sneaks it with the German. Yeah. Oh, the 3 kicks, the 3... yeah, this would have been fucking fantastic match, in all honesty. It really would have been. It's a shame that... Yeah, because if nothing ever happened... Oh, man, talk about one of the greatest what-ifs. What if Eddie Guerrero never died in 2004 and lived longer? How different everything would be. Man, crazy. Because he could have wrestled... Well, when did he passed away when he was like... how old was he? Let me see. He was... He passed away in fall of 05. He was 38. He was 38 years old. If he was able to stay alive and he wrestled for maybe like another 5 to 8, well, more like, let's see, 7 to 9 years roughly, he definitely could have wrestled with Bryan Danielson in WWE if he stayed wrestling for that long. It could have happened if he did. I mean, it's hard to say because who knows when he would have retired. He could have retired a year or two later, for all I know. If let's get Lance Storm something. Yeah, still 40s. We'll do Storm and Canyon. We'll do that one. Yeah, AJ's is crazy, although it sucks that it seems like he's starting to hit like a wall a little bit right now, which sucks.
Fight!
Oh, Canyon Cutter.
One.
Hey!
Yeah, they did. It was over stupid shit too. That's the crazy part. Yeah, it. Yeah, two whole wrestling ecosystems
5 minutes.
like gone in 2001. I mean, WCW, but here's the thing with WCW, ECW ending, it wasn't necessarily the fault of WWE, it was their own fault, especially WCW. ECW, the biggest problem with ECW is that it wasn't necessarily how they were booked or anything, it was the fact that they just legit ran out of money. They just couldn't like Paul Heyman, for as great of a wrestling mind he was not a financial guy. Yeah, it was beyond pathetic. Like, you really had to have something. Apparently, the only wrestlers from WCW he wanted very badly when WCW was around that he actively paid attention to was Goldberg. He wanted Goldberg badly. But to be honest, the one of the very few WCW wrestlers to just make it work with Vince very well was Booker T. Like, I mean, if you can make Vince McMahon legit laugh live on camera during a promo segment, you're set. You're not going anywhere. And Booker T was able to do that. Well, the thing is, he was outvoted though because because the board of directors, they took power from him and they voted for him to be sold. Because if it was up to him, he would have kept it running like non-stop. Like, he loved wrestling and he felt like he owed wrestling, because when he started his channels, his stations, like Jim Crockett, which becomes WCW, they gave him a sweet deal to do their programs on his channel, and it gave him a good cheap way to produce content for people to get into. And he felt like he owed them until, and he never really, the only thing he drew the line, I think, was like certain contents, like certain swear words and blood and stuff. But outside of all that, he was like full on into it. It's just, he was done. It was done under him. Yeah. Storm getting a win over Canyon there. Yeah, it sucks. I think the way things are nowadays, I think the good thing about nowadays is it's a lot easier to do stuff like that individually. It's not as hard. It doesn't require as much money and hands and stuff in the pot, but I feel like along the line some of the character got lost a little bit. Because I feel like nowadays with streaming and all the apps and stuff, I mean, it's convenient and makes it easier to watch stuff, but it doesn't have that X factor like the old stuff did. And I think because when we want the stuff back then, we all knew that it required a lot of effort to get it there, and we know the way they do it now doesn't require a lot of effort. Because I'm a believer that when you feel the effort in something, it makes it feel more valuable. And I think that's why, stuff nowadays, like the stuff we used to love, like certain networks, video games, movies, TV shows, that's why I feel like a lot of us feel such a strong thing towards the old ways of things opposed to the new stuff. Not so much, I mean, yeah, nostalgia plays a part, but I think a lot of it is also just because we feel the effort in them. When we see the stuff, when we see what goes into like how to make it happen, it feels valuable. Especially, I remember when I was little and I was into like getting CDs and of music and stuff, and I remember, saving money, working and saving money to get a CD. I mean, freaking hell, I remember when I was really little and I really wanted to get a plug and play Wheel of Fortune game, and I worked my ass off to save to get it, and I finally got it, and I played the shit out of it. I loved it. And it was cool too because it gave you a little wheel and everything on the controller, so you could actually spin the wheel. And and it was great because I earned it. And I think that's kind of the thing nowadays, because there's so much media now, like it cheapens things a bit, which is great if you're looking to get fun and stuff, but the feeling of working and getting it isn't there. And it takes away it a little bit for us who grew up doing it like that. Now, for the newer people, where this is more of the norm, their sense of value in that might be a little different. I'm not sure. But that's the way I remember when I grew up. Let's see. Have we had a Brett match? We haven't yet this stream. Let's do a little Brett match. Who should we pair him up with? Did we have Ric Flair in a match? Yeah, we had Ric Flair in a match. Hurricane. Ooh, let's do this. Did we do a Hurricane match? I don't think so. Well, I'm not sure. Let's play it safe. We'll do Ricky Morton. We'll do that. TNA's the third one. Like, no question there. The way they're doing stuff right now, I think it trumps AEW. I just think the advantage AEW has is all the shows on the programs and stuff. I think TNA, I think the reason why TNA is at third and not second is the fact that they don't have a show on cable, as far as my knowledge, at least. I think if they were able to do that, they would get a lot more views. Yeah, the first CD I got was actually for my birthday, ironically. It was the very best of Kiss, a single CD thing. I think the first CD I worked to buy, I'm trying to think. Man, it's been a minute. I bought so many CDs in such a short span of time, I don't remember what the first one I got with my own money. It either could have been like a Van Halen or Queen CD. Access TV. Okay, I don't know what places carry Access TV. It might be an app. It may not be on something like DirecTV or Dish. Because when they measure the numbers and the money stuff, they always do the cable stuff. They never do like apps or anything like that, which is stupid because that's the way people watch stuff nowadays. But
Yeah. 1, 2.
Bret Hart's heavily busted open.
1, 2. One, two. Right. 2. Give up. Give up. Give up. One.
Ooh, Devin Lariat. There comes Punk. Probably to help out Bret.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
OG Xbox. Actually, I bought an OG Xbox with my own money too, but many years later, like a few years ago. The first console I bought with my own money. That's a good. Oh, Morgan gets a win. That's a good question. What did I buy first with my own money, console-wise? Wasn't when I first started. I'm gonna have to look here. As the consoles lay in front of me. Oh man, rock and roll. Yep. Man, what did I buy with? Let's see. I am trying to think of the timeline. Um, man. All right. I know the GameCube, the PS2, PS3, and PS4 were given. Same thing with the Wii. Um, I bought the Xbox. I bought the 360. That Retro Trio was a present. I bought the Dreamcast, and I bought the N64. I'm trying to think which one did I buy first. What did I get first out of these? Probably got. Oh man, you know what? I think it was the OG Xbox. I think it legit was. Well, hold on a minute. It could have been the PlayStation. Well, you know what? It could have been the PS1 because when I got it, it was $25. It's a lot more now. It's like double that, close to double that. But when I got it years ago, it was $25, which is crazy because that is a great system to get for $25. I mean, it still has a sticker on it too. It could have been the PS1 or Xbox. I don't remember. It's been so long since I bought consoles. Um, yeah, I'm only 29. I didn't really got into like hardcore video gaming till, geez, I would have been like 22 ish. Because when I grew up, let me get a match going here before I get into story time. Because when I grew up, my first experiences gaming was PC gaming. The first console I ever played under was a GameCube. Because my dad went through a phase where he bought stuff on eBay, flipped it, and resold it, fixed it up, and he was gonna do that with the GameCube. But I played with it, and the first game I ever played was Spider-Man 2, GameCube, and I played it for a bit, and I loved it, but it disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. I thought Dad resold it, and I didn't have anything for a while until my neighbor who had a PS2 Slim, like her her dad sold it to us cheap, and that was my system for years. Was the PS2? I played so much. I pretty much played sports games and Rock Band slash Guitar Hero on that thing forever. Those were my main games on that thing. I didn't play really anything else. Um, like lots of Maddens and NCAA. Oh my god, I played so many sports games on that. And then I finally got a PS3, but it was like the top loader with the sliding door. It was a very late stage PS3. And I played like a couple games. I played a couple Maddens on there, like 13 and 25. And then I was good, and I didn't play video games until, man, I think 25 was released in 2013, and I graduated high school in 2014. So I would probably say 2014 to 2020. I would say a good 4 years. I didn't play video games at all. Pretty much 80% of college, late high school into like mostly college, I didn't play any. Um, let's get Ken Shamrock a match. Did we do? No, we did Rollins. We'll do Jericho. Yeah, big difference. But yeah, on a whim though, because I wanted to do. I remember the reason why I got back into video games. It was like the summer before my senior year in college.
Fight!
Um, and for I was staying in Cadillac, and with a guy and his girlfriend, because I worked at Home Depot there, so I needed a place to stay there for the summer. And he had an Atari flashback and a cool Genesis Mini, but you could put cartridges in it and play Genesis cartridges in it. And my curiosity, I played those, and then the same time I binge watched Angry Video Game Nerd all summer. I heard of him because I watched Nostalgia Critic before him, and I knew of him, but I didn't fully get into him until that summer. And that's all that combined with me growing to like want to do YouTube stuff, and that's how the channel was formed, was from all that. So when I came back, I really got into like video games hardcore. So like in my vlogs and stuff, when you see the games and stuff behind me, like 80% of that was from 2018 till today. Like a good very small amount of those games I grew up with. So a lot of that stuff's on the new end for me.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, frickin' Shamrock just frickin' destroyed Jericho. Alright, final match of the evening here. Oh man, I collect for a little bit of everything. Cause when I first started getting like cartridges, I used to try to get like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Genesis. Cause I just liked reviewing in that pattern, but I kind of delved off that once I started getting like, because when I started doing my sports game review series, when I go over the games and stuff, that's when I heavily lean toward Genesis in that, because everyone says who does retro sports gaming that Genesis typically outdoes Super Nintendo, especially with long-term series like the NHL series and stuff. So I think the most I have is Genesis games. With NES is kind of second place. Super Nintendo actually had the least amount. But N64 might rival Genesis though for cartridge gaming. Yeah, he could have been. I heard a quote from a YouTuber that I agree with. The problem that Shamrock had was that he came in a wrong time. If he came a little earlier, more during the New Gen era or more during the Ruthless Aggression era, he would have done a hell of a lot better, because those eras would have catered to him better. And plus, those eras would have had a hell of a lot more room for him to do his thing. But because he came during the Attitude Era, where technical wrestling and the rosters were pretty filled up, he just struggled making a name for himself. But I think Shamrock would have been fucking fantastic during Ruthless Aggression era. Being able to compete with guys like Kurt Angle and all that, and frickin'... Yeah, that's one of the few I don't have. Like, all the consoles I have listed on my YouTube channel About page. Because I technically have a Genesis, Super Nintendo, and NES thing, but they're kind of in a retro trio special thing, so I kind of cheated a little bit in that, but everything else is pretty much authentic. Saturn's one of the few I don't have. I wouldn't mind getting the Saturn if I ever had the money. If money was no object, I'd probably get a Saturn. But those, even when I got most of my consoles, they were pretty expensive, and they're still like that now. And while the Saturn has a decent library, it's not to a point where it's driving me to be like, oh yeah, I gotta save all this money to get a Saturn. Especially when I kind of struggle to play the consoles I have all the time, like nowadays. All right, what should be the last one here? Um. Yeah. Let's do a boss man match. Bossman and Jerry Lynn, we'll go with that. I also want to get a Turbo Graphics
Fight!
because I love I love the look and the vibe of a Turbo Graphics, but I never. But the problem is they're not exactly common. They're not rare, but they're not common to find. And it's a small library of games. There's not a lot of games for it. I mean, a decent amount, but not like a ton. And for the most part, most of them are kind of on the pricey side. So I don't know that. I feel like if I ever get a Turbo Graphics, I will say this, I probably would get a Saturn before I would get a Turbo Graphics, though, because Saturn has a bit bigger of a library. Hi, Eli, how you doing? First Taker last stream, yeah. No, that we had to make that an exclusive to the audience, because if I showed that on YouTube, YouTube would have completely banned my channel for showing 2.5D sprites being hung up by an Undertaker symbol. That's good.
Yeah. 5 minutes gone. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yo, boss crab.
Whoa.
Oh, boss man slam.
1, 2.
Hits it again.
1, 2. Yeah.
Oh, foot in the ropes. Jerry Lynn might be in trouble. Ooh.
1, 2. Give up. Give up. Give up.
Yeah. I to be honest, given the prices now, I'm glad I did stop when I did them. Because before the pandemic, games and consoles were still a decent price. They weren't bad. Chono interfering. But during the pandemic, there was like a lot of people buying stuff up to pass the time. But after the pandemic, my God, the prices went up. Like console prices, they went so much higher than before the pandemic. It's not even funny. Like everything was just so. I'm happy I got all the majority of the consoles. All the consoles I would play with regularly and all that. I got all that before the pandemic, which was a blessing in disguise. I think the only thing, the only unfortunate with all that is that it just makes it tougher to get new games. Because I used to do I used to do learning about video games a lot. Like for a while, I ran it almost year round to a degree. But I had to stop because I just I couldn't afford to keep buying new games, playing them maybe once or twice, and putting them on the shelf for a long time. I just couldn't afford to do it anymore. I mean, yeah, I could get around it and do like ROMs or stuff, get creative with it, but it's not the same kinda. And that requires a certain amount of energy that I don't really possess usually. All right, so we got ourselves the 16. Here, let's take a look at the rankings here and see how where everyone's at so far here. So in the A bracket, Vader leads with 20 points. We got a two-way tie with 15 between Osprey and MGF, and a two-way tie with 14 between Sting and Canyon. In the B bracket, we have a three-way tie for first between Styles, Christian, and DiBiase. A tie with 14 apiece in second place for Funk and Daniels, and in third place is 12 with Chono. C bracket, Seth Rollins leads with 20 points. Mike Awesome second with 16 points, and we got a tie for third with 15 apiece from Jericho and Gangrel. In the D bracket, Stone Cold Steve Austin leads with 21 points. There's a three-way tie for second with 17 apiece with Angle, Lynn, and Taker. In third place, we got 12 points for Eddie Guerrero. Yeah. Oh my God, I grew up with Earthworm Jim on Game Boy Advance. I actually had a Game Boy Advance kind of growing up, and I played a little bit on there, but mostly it was Earthworm Jim. Um, and yeah, I freaking loved Earthworm Jim, but I never played it on console though. Yeah, Boss Man's very doable, and Here Comes the Pain. All right. In terms of streaming schedule here, Bull Blitz 2 is going to be happening tomorrow. If you're a promoter in TWN and we have two Bull Blitz matches open in that. So if you want to take on another promotion of some 4-on-4 Bull Blitz action, there's a big rewards for that in terms of popularity points for standings, which I know a lot of promotions are going to need if they want to try to sneak into the playoffs. So definitely submit that ASAP. Um, that's going to be tomorrow. Thursday, I don't know if I'll be streaming Thursday, actually. I think I might be too busy that day. We'll have to see. Friday and Saturday, there won't be any streams. I'm going to be working. Now I think about it, oh man, I might go through a few day stretch without streaming. I just realized that. Maybe I'll try to sneak something in Thursday. We'll see. I don't know if I will, but I'll try. If nothing happens Thursday, then probably Sunday would be the closest day for something. Um, but yeah, but we are getting close to concluding Legends League here, kinda. I think we're 5 streams. Everything should be pretty much done within 5 streams, but we'll see. Um, because I don't know how accurate my calculations were, so it may be close, but we'll see. But it's soon. We're definitely over the halfway mark. Yeah, especially with the library a Sega CD has. It's just not solid enough, that's for sure. Yeah, the GVC. Yeah, it's just not worth it in all honesty. That's the problem is with that stuff is that it'd be one thing if games are made for those devices that are like even if it was one or two that were 10 out of 10, I could justify it for that, but there's just not a lot there in all honesty. There really isn't. I mean, I could get like I would understand something like Turbo Graphics or a Neo Geo because there's games and experiences on there you can't have elsewhere. But with the Genesis add-ons, it's like or special combination systems, it's like I could get this a different way cheaper with authentic equipment. Like Sega 32X is a good example of that. Yeah, it makes things technically games. You see, but that's the thing though. That's what adds the value though with the Sega CD is the fact that it plays burned games. And it's funny because certain Dreamcast models can play burned games. Not all of them, but some of them can. They have a certain number code pattern on the back of them that if they have that certain code or a aspect of it they have, you can do it on them. And man, the modders exploited that because some of them tried to make some Dreamcast games well into the late 2000s. Because even though the United States, the last Dreamcast game sold in the US was, I think, 2002, I mean, in Japan, they were still making Dreamcast games up to 2007. Yes, I believe that's the date. I don't know if mine is one of them. Um, in all honesty, I wouldn't mind testing it. The problem is that I don't have the money to buy a burned game of anything. I don't even know where I would find one except for online, but I don't really want to trust that much money and risk on an online thing. Yeah, that's the problem, and that's kind of a big reason why if you're going to get into gaming hardcore game stuff, it wouldn't hurt to learn Japanese because there's a lot of great games that were just in Japan that use text and Japanese text, of course, because you know it's made for Japan, and having learning how to speak Japanese and understand it, that's a huge plus, especially if you love wrestling games because there's a lot of fantastic wrestling games that were just in Japan. Oh yeah, totally. Because how it used to be before the pandemic and everything went weird. Because it's funny because you think after like because after the pandemic ended, a lot of video game stores gained back their stocks and consoles and games, but the prices also went up though, not down, which was really weird. But yeah, because before the pandemic, and I'll go through the levels counseling from what I remember, a a Genesis, NES, Super Nintendo system for the most part was probably like 20 bucks ish. Not expensive. A PS1 would be 25. Stuff in the PS1 generation, like N64, excluding the Saturn. For some reason, the Saturn was always super expensive. I don't know why. But this PS1 and N64, they would be like 25 to 40 bucks. Because I got my PS1 for 25 bucks. Then the PS2 generation, all those systems in the PS2 generation, including Dreamcast, was like 50 to 70 bucks. And then in the 360 PS3 generation, it was like 70 to 90 or 90 slash 100 ish. And then the current used systems would be in the hundreds or 200s. But now it's all doubled minimally, because when I saw a PS2, now it's easily 70 to 100 or closer to 100 or something like that. My numbers might be slightly off, but from my memory of frickin' going to game stores nonstop, I remember the prices of a lot of those systems. And I know when I went into them currently, it's they like every system moved up to the other tier that the next system we're at. Like the prices of PS3s and 360s are the prices of PS2s and Xboxes are now. Like everything's moved up a step. Yeah, eBay's crazy. And that's the range. Like they can vary. Like if it's in good condition, it could be more than that range that I just gave. Yeah. And it sucks because in a time period where doing everything through ROMs and online is being pushed down our throats, doing stuff old school is not getting easier. It really isn't. But that's the way things are nowadays. Everything costs an arm and a leg nowadays. PS2 for 50. Yes, that's the good range, is 50 to 70. I don't know when you got that, but if you got that in current time period, you got a good deal on it. Yes, that was the range back then. I don't know how much I got my N64 for though. Now I think about that PS1 era of prices, they may vary a little bit because a PS1 and a Saturn and an N64, they all vary quite a bit. Yeah, the PS3 has a great library. I think the problem with the PS3 was that I think it had to compete with not only they had to compete with the 360, it also had to compete with the PS2 because people were still keeping PS2s long into the PS3 era. So I think, yeah, PS3, PlayStation, they almost lost that era to Xbox. They almost did. They were lucky toward the end. They released a couple games that really kind of pushed it over the edge, but they could have lost it to 360. Yeah, they always were. They always were. They never went down in price. Um, but yeah, from my memory it has gathered, like, yeah, PS1s, N64s, they were in the 25 to $50 range. And the ones before them, Genesis, Super Nintendo's, NES's, they were below that kinda. I'm not quite sure how that worked for those systems. It could be a little different, but that's from what I remember. Like I remember seeing a Genesis for definitely that price. I don't know about Nintendo and Super Nintendo. Um, but yeah, PS2 era back then when I bought stuff, it was definitely like $50 to $70. And 360 PS3s, it was definitely 70 to 90, maybe 100 if it was really, really good. But nowadays everything's moved up the step. You know, like because nowadays PS2s and Xboxes, all of them are where what they're the same amount that PS3s and 360s used to be. That's no lie. Yes. Yeah, it is expensive. Yeah, it all does. It all sucks. I mean, but what are you gonna do? You know? I mean, because the thing is, the sucky part about all of it is that those prices would make sense if the demand was high, but the demand isn't high right now. You think that they would decrease prices along, they would price along with the demand, but it's like working inverse for video game stuff. So we have a lot of expensive games that nobody's buying in consoles that nobody's buying. Yeah, they've always been. The Pokemon Coliseum stuff, that's always been expensive. I thought I heard rival schools too. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's just kind of messy right now with getting games. Pretty much the height of getting games was definitely during the pandemic because that's when those places the prices were still good and decent and everyone had a lot of money and a lot of time on their hands to get stuff. But once the pandemic ended, and things kind of went more back to normal, it changed the video game landscape. And I don't know if they'll ever get back to before then. I really don't know because the way people game and stuff is way different than what it has been in the past. And I don't know if we can get back to the old schoolness and make it cheap. I just don't know. But, if video games kind of drop, because I heard there was going to be a video game. I keep seeing and hearing the possibility of a video game crash at some point. And if that happens, expect a lot of those old school systems, a lot of changes with those. I don't know if we'll make them cheaper or even more expensive, but something will happen with them. Sequel to rival schools. Interesting. But yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the schedule though for streaming. Tomorrow definitely Blitz Bowl 2. After that, maybe something Thursday, but I don't know. It's gonna be kind of a big day for me. Friday and Saturday, definitely nothing. So probably if nothing happens Thursday, it's probably gonna be Sunday. So and for the next stream, and it's probably gonna be more Legends League stuff, unless someone books TWN stuff. But yeah, outside of yeah, the value. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, it sucks because it's like because I hate it when people are like, "Oh, just download the ROMs and play them on your computer," but it's like that stuff isn't easy for everybody. Like not everyone can just make stuff like that work. And to be honest, I personally speaking, I don't like playing loose ROMs on my computer. Not really, especially long-term playing. Like, because I love the feeling of playing on console because I feel like everything's set in stone. and like solid and saves and all that. I feel like when I play a loose ROM on a computer, I feel like all it takes is one slight thing to be off with the way everything's set up with handling the ROM in a computer, and it just crashes the whole game. Like especially ROM mods or hacks, those can be awfully tough to set up on a computer. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things. But yeah, overall though, that's probably gonna do it for this stream though, guys. Thanks for watching. In case you guys wanted to chat with anyone at the Camping Company, you didn't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. First one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that about page / about section of our channel. We also have a community tab in our channel as well. You can access that anywhere at any time. Can I copy? Oh yeah, how is it good? I've been hearing decent stuff about the Absolute series. I haven't read the comics, but I heard they're doing okay right now. Oh, that's good. It's nice to see some new comic book stuff get good praise. It always feels like every time they try to do something new, it gets torn to shreds. Um, but yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.